Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and I have another review for you from DC Comics. This is Justice League: The Last Ride, issue number 7. This should be the final issue in the series, and in my opinion, it was a really good series. It had a great ending, but let's get into the who's, why's, what's, where's, that kind of stuff. We got Chip Zdarsky as the writer. Artist is Miguel Mendoncia. Colors is Enrica Angiolini, and AndWorld Design did the letters. At the very end of this review, I'll show you some of the art. If you're interested in seeing it, I've been doing that lately at the end of my reviews. So the story in general, it's basically an all-out fight between a very powered-up Darkseid. At this point, Darkseid kind of killed Oa, took over the main power battery that the Green Lanterns use, and he is the power battery. They originally were on Apocalypse trying to take Lobo to a trial so he could stand trial for all the villainous stuff that he's done over the years. The Justice League had him in tow. They made it to Apocalypse, which is abandoned and dead from a previous, Justice League encounter with Darkseid. During that previous encounter, they end up Martian Manhunter, he sacrificed himself to, take out Apocalypse's power core, and that's what killed the planet. Currently, they are stationed on Apocalypse, trying to fend off many different forces from getting Lobo. But presently, it's pretty much just the powered-up Darkseid at this point, and a Brainiac powered-up Cyber Superman. And it basically starts out in the all-out action scene, where it's just basically where it left off was Martian Manhunter being resurrected with the green conduit that's coming off of Darkseid. He literally, his spirit manifested with that conduit, and now he has returned. They showed it in the very last issue. So he basically he merges with John Stewart, because John Stewart still has use of his Green Lantern ring, and he merges with Green Lantern and just amplifies his hope, power, and then him and John go after Darkseid. Eventually during that fight though, Darkseid still kind of beats the heck out of him, and they still don't have the upper hand at this point. On the ground battle, you got Wonder Woman and Lobo and Flash, and they're trying to take care of all the parademons and little stuff. It does get to the point where all the ground forces are eliminated, and Lobo turns to Wonder Woman and Flash, stating that he has completed his bounty and it's time to get paid. They do pay him, and Wonder Woman turns around and with a vicious, literally slashes his head off, and grabs his head before it hits the ground and starts talking to him, telling him that he's completed his bounty, and this was always part of the gift, because they know he can regenerate. Batman even stating that they should have done this in the beginning. It would have been easier for them to tote him around if he was just Lobo's head kind of thing. Eventually they do figure out that during the main plan that Darkseid is using the boom tubes to amplify his power and stuff, so the plan merges to them trying to take out the boom tubes and stuff. Eventually on the ground you have Superman dealing with Cyber Superman, with Brainiac, and Batman is with him. Eventually Batman is the one who kind of takes out Cyber Superman, because he's been fighting Supes with kryptonite infused knives. And Supe can't even really get close to him to fight him, kind of thing, because every time he does, he starts getting sick. Batman does eventually tackle, and he plants a bomb on Cyber Superman's chest, screaming out to Superman and to ignite it, which he does, and it takes out Cyber Superman. And the rest of the book, it's all it's them fighting. Basically, Darkseid is the last left. He's still putting up he is knocking out Justice League members left and right. But they do finally, Superman in the background has been trying to talk to Hal Jordan. He had been possessed by Darkseid and had been used. He was part of the betrayal. It wasn't really Hal Jordan. He was just being used by Darkseid. But at this point in the story, now Superman's trying to wake up Hal and then trying to get him to join into the fight, and Hal does, and gets really pissed off that he was used by Darkseid, and his like amplification of his powers, since the power battery is so close, you know, being in Darkseid, he kind of siphons a lot of that power off, and he recreates all the Justice League members that are not currently there, like Green Arrow, Red Tornado, you know, stuff like that. But it's like hundreds of members that he constructs using his Green Lantern ring, and then they really start to fight Darkseid. He also uses those forces to take out the boom tubes, which they eventually do, which depowers you know, Darkseid greatly. And then at that point, it's just like a Superman and Wonder Woman tag team where they both, you know, bust him in the face, and that's kind of the end of the story. Excuse me. At this time, when Darkseid does get knocked out by Superman and Wonder Woman, you know, he makes a little statement or whatever saying that it's not going to be over, and he takes off. And most of the Justice League and everything, they're all rejoicing and everything, and Hal Jordan has not finished, you know, with the fight on Darkseid, and he is not going to let him leave. So Darkseid takes off, and Hal takes off after him. Superman does try to stop Hal Jordan flying, like, you know, trying to keep up with him. But eventually Darkseid makes a mistake and turns around to say something to Hal Jordan. And Hal Jordan is not just flying with himself. He grabbed all those like boot tubes, and now he's like, they're like, they're basically like little nukes. And he has them in tow as he's traveling Darkseid. So as Darkseid, you know, turns to yell something at Hal, Hal just doesn't wait for him to say something and sends all those bombs towards him, and the last thing they show is just Darkseid, ba-boom, you know, and they don't show anything left of him, kind of thing. They do show all the Justice League like rejoicing on the ground after this massive battle that they do. And then it jumps forward to 1 month later, and they're at the United Planet Assembly, where they're finally standing trial with Lobo, and he's, you know, standing accused of all the trials that he did. There's a conversation between the Justice League members, kind of stating that they can't be the Justice League that they were, and now they're going to be something else, and it needs to be more like a universal thing. It's great that they have been protecting Earth, but they need a bigger force in the universe now that the Green Lanterns kind of got taken out. So what they did is they made like, they turned like they kept Apocalypse as the new source of the Green Lantern hub, and now there is only one of the Guardians left, one of the Oas, I think that's how you say his name. So they are in heavy pursuit of trying to find other Guardians to protect the new, you know, Green Lantern Corps. And the very, last thing, they do show that Martian Manhunter is still with us in spirit form, even though he died. He's still like a construct inside the Green Lantern Corps. So he is there, like, protecting, you know, on Apocalypse. But the final scene is just basically between Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, and then basically stating, you know, that they need to be more universal, and now they're going to be calling themselves Justice League Universal. Hence the you know, title of the book, Justice League Last Ride. It is no longer, you know, the Justice League. Now it's going to be like something bigger, Justice League Universal. I don't know if that's going to be some kind of ongoing title or anything, but that's where it leaves off. But overall, it's a great series. I mean, pretty much action all the way through. It answers every question that the book starts out with. The title has meaning, which I always love when they do that. But, I mean, the art has been solid all the way through. It's been really good. Some of the different new iterations, like the Darkseid mixed with Green Lantern, or Brainiac mixed with Cyborg Superman,